All right, folks, welcome to another stream on the weekend. This is Dragothien here. We're going to be doing a nice and early Ark of Osiris cast, and this is one I've been wanting to do for a little while. So 95KR, very powerful alliance inside of Kingdom 95. I wanted to see what they've got going on. They've got quite a few power players that I've been talking to off and on over the year, and I wanted to go ahead and pop in here and see how they're going to be doing in Ark. I think that they've put together a pretty solid strategy, and the match itself, which I don't have access to because I'm so low on power here, but it's an even matchup. It's like 770 versus 760 matchmaking power, so very, very, very close matchup from a power perspective. And what we're going to be doing, and welcome to the stream, people that are popping in. Hello, Hervé and Gulf City. We're going to be doing some Ark of Osiris stuff today. Obviously, Sunday is Ark of Osiris Day in this household, so this is the first match. I got up bright and early, got my beard mug coffee going. I mean, we've got all the different, you know, beards. Got all that going. Definitely need to have that to keep us going throughout the day, but also this action is going to keep us up for non-stop fun. Yeah, Saturday too. I have noticed people starting to do it a little earlier, late Saturday. Gulf City, that's interesting. The people that tend to be able to join my arcs aren't able to join on Saturday, so we always have to, do it on Sunday. But I don't mind. I like Sunday being an arc day, just because most of the time it's just me and the kids, and I can do the cast and the recordings, and have fun with the kids at the same time usually. And just have fun on a Sunday. I always enjoy watching your art, right? Yeah, watching an art. Yeah, absolutely. Me too. That's why I don't mind, whenever I go and see some folks that I like hanging out with, go ahead and throwing them a cast and just having a good time that way. So it looks like we got just a few seconds left. I'm going to go ahead and put some music on too, get some people in the mood for some fighting. And yeah, let's do this. So let's pop on in, and I want to spectate. All right, so let's see who they're fighting against so I can update the title as well. So it looks like Kingdom 112. Okay, interesting. Let's go ahead and update the title here. And this is Alliance 112N. A lot of folks are changing their alliance names for KVK in this kind of fashion. Both of these alliances in this arc are doing basically the same thing, so interesting. All right, looks like the majority, well, no, not the majority. That's only 3 rows, so missing a few there. Let's see how the red team is doing. A little better. 95KR getting a good chunk of their players in right off the bat. That is about 26 or so, give or take. I wish the game would update the... There it is. Like, you got to have it just zoomed out just enough to where you can see. Kids will teach them, well, so that can conquer your foes for you. Yes, Big Noso in the building. Welcome to the stream, Big Noso. Or Naso, either way. Oh, Ryu. Yeah, Kingdom 1095. So what you did was instead of being a 95, you went 59. Is that how that works? All right, so let's go over some of the folks in here. We've got William Joe at 121.5 million power. That's definitely substantial. Roma Invecte. Looks like Halu Halo. Okay. Koala. Got quite a few T5s in here, guys. These are power players. These are not 104 for Lily. Flipsters. Handsome King. Wow. Lots of power players here. It's a pretty good arc. Oh. Subaki. You're gonna be having a fun fight today. I saw a lot of power players on the other side too. All right, so we got 40 seconds left. So what I'd like to see here is rallies getting launched right off the bat to secure your own side. And then also seeing what kind of different strategies these alliances like to do to throw the opposing alliance off their game. And see if see if they can go ahead and snatch an opponent building right off the bat, you know, that kind of thing. We'll see how these guys do. 15 seconds left. This is going to be interesting. I like these types of matchups where they're top tier, right? I mean, you know, we're not talking about small alliances here. They're top tier, and they're really close. Like the matchmaking power is very close. The system did a great job. With 2 seconds left, we're going to go and get started. I love seeing the pouring of troops out of an alliance as well at the very beginning. Looks like Koala sending out a T1 Cav, and so is Zay sending out a T1 Cav to the other obelisk. And very good move by Zay to go ahead and pop in William Joe's city to get that little extra skip. Although again, I do like, that's what I was about to say, I do like to see the front city sending those because you can capture them that much quicker. But it wasn't a few seconds before for Zay, so it's not that bad. So yeah, stuff pouring out already. I think I see rallies already popping up. That's right. 4 rallies from the red team, 95 KR, and 1 rally from the blue team, 112N. I thought I'd get a little like background battle music. Can you guys hear the music in the stream or no? If not, I'll turn it up. Army's starting to pour out here on the red side. Let's go check out the blue side here. Oh yeah, they're definitely pouring out on the blue side. Rally's already coming out. Looks like they're going to be rallying with a Genghis primary and double C secondary. Up on the top obelisk would be my guess, since that's the only thing that's attackable. Faint. Okay, let me turn up the desktop audio. There we go. Let's see if that helps. Here, and I will also just kind of start it over because I like that song. There we go. Alright, so looking like the obelisks and outposts are getting captured right off the bat. Again, I think Zay did a really good job in skipping that city. That was a really good thing to do. And this is the farther obelisk for either side, so this is obviously going to take longer. And here comes Koala with their T1 march as well. Looks like both teams are starting to pour some troops out of their cities as well and start positioning towards the front of their base. Rallies are out as well, although again, I'm kind of curious why there's only 1 rally from 112N. I'm not sure if that's on purpose or if they missed a couple timings or what, but usually you see the gold standard being 2 to 4 rallies right out the gate, depending on what you're going to do. And obviously with 95 KR, they're rallying both their own obelisks as well as their opponent's obelisks. So what I'll be looking to see is if they decide to let those opponent rallies hit, or if they decide to break them and try and capture, you know, a desert altar or a shrine of war, you know, over here or something like that, if it would decide to load. There you go. So those would be 2 very critical structures right off the bat. Shrine of War, or Shrine of Life, excuse me, is a critical building, and it generates points just like every other building does. This one, in fact, generates 80 points per minute for your alliance, but it doesn't necessarily provide the benefits of the healing speed, or you don't get the benefits of having that healing speed bonus until later in the game if you need it. But a lot of these alliances and a lot of these players are starting to get to the point where you don't necessarily have to heal. Like, you have enough troops to really kind of make it through. Unless you're in like top tier and you just haven't quite made it above that power threshold. But all right, so we're looking at the middle here. Looks like, wow, so 112N is definitely putting a heavy focus on the middle here. Very, very heavy. Lots of armies posturing towards the middle, and it looks like on the 95 KR side, a few, not as many. And you know, that can work out well, or it could be a disaster. So if you're not going to at the beginning, if you're it can be a disaster for both sides. So if you're gonna posture that heavily, like 112N is in the middle, you better be darn sure that you're going to get that arc and then get it quick. Like if you're gonna commit that many troops, you have got to get the arc quick. And with 8 minutes left almost, before the arc pops. That's 8 minutes that, conversely, 95 KR on the red team needs to be trying and getting their opponent's buildings. So, as you can already see, and they're doing a good job of it already, and this is what happens when you overcommit to the middle, right? 95 KR is already posturing forward for the Desert Altar with 8 seconds left. We're going to see who gets the first capture. Those first captures are critical. If you can capture the building and hold it for 3 minutes, you're going to get a massive, massive influx of points, especially for an altar. It's 750 points. It's half of a, well, it's a quarter of an arc, basically. And, yep, there you go. So, red team is securing 3 of the 4 altars here, and it looks like there might be a fight over here. And, wow, look at that. William Joe over here, and Neron, Zen, Cicada. This was the rally. So the fact that I see 5 different armies in here, this was the rally. They've got all 4 altars already right off the bat. And there's an Edward Tamiris hitting this this desert altar here, but 1 army versus 5, not exactly the best strategy for 112N, just because, well, more is more and less is less. So, all right, so now let's look at the middle. See, again, there's 6.5 minutes left, and yes, 112N does have quite a presence in here, and really, if I was 95 KR, I would just be kind of sitting here saying, okay, that's cool. Y'all can have the first arc. You're going to get 3,000 points from that, but I'm going to get 1,500 points by securing your altars first, and I'm going to start generating an extra 300 points per minute with having both of your altars as well. That's what I would do, and then whenever it's time, I would also send some rallies, which about 6 minutes. I'd say another 3 or 4 minutes. I would send some rallies over to a Shrine of War or an Obelisk, and then break them on the back half and just make it difficult for 112N to capture the arc, even though they've overwhelmingly got this area covered up with armies. I mean, arc is definitely important, guys. Don't get me wrong. It is definitely important. However, I don't think it's important to the point where you need to have a third of your army in the middle of the field. Well, welcome to the stream, Wok Bok. That's one of my favorite names to say. JS, good luck K95. Leonard Z, YSG I think is best commander for AOO. He's the best commander in the game. So that would make a lot of sense. Yep, I agree. I'm going to mistime my rallies today. I'm tipsy. Well, I mean, there's priorities, right? You got to get your priorities straight. I can't tell you what those priorities are, though, because I'm probably in the same boat as you are at some point. Sometimes do outpost rallies if enemy captures arc or dominating middle, or use fast march to go hit outpost. Ryu, I agree. The only problem with using outpost is you can only have 500,000 troops in it. So I would much rather get a rally to an obelisk and then just do the extra march. Just make sure you send the rally a little sooner. That's about it. All right, so it looks like there's a Genghis rally on this desert altar for 112N, and again, no support for this rally. So there's no way, really, or there shouldn't be a way. I mean, 95 KR needs to put some troops in here, but you should be able to, as 95 KR, it looks like they're doing, to go ahead and just keep this, because there's no support on the back end for this rally from 112N. So you can just continue to filter troops in and keep it. And regardless of how much you keep it by, if you keep it, you're good to go, and it doesn't really matter. And you can already see the point total at just under 5,000 now, because one of the sky altars or desert altars went ahead and got the first occupation, sky altar. You see tons of buildings floating around. There's an obelisk rally here on the bottom as well. 112N looks like they're trying to catch back up, but it's going to be hard. You see how none of these rallies, even the one that's really close to their city, only has 1 army. Looks like they are going to get that back, that sky altar, but you can tell like the rallies aren't supported, because if you look in the middle, all the support's here. And again, the arc still has 3 minutes before it pops. I mean, there's lots of stuff going on. Leonard Z, what about splitting this up? I don't know what you mean. Oh, what about going through middle and attacking from both sides? Going through middle and attacking from both sides. Are you talking about going on the outside and attacking the middle? That's what I'm talking about. I'm not sure if you're on the same page as me or not. Seems like a waste of troops to swarm the middle 7 minutes before arc spawns. Many do that. Yes, to serve soul. And that's exactly what happened here. I mean, they're doing well. Don't get me wrong. I mean, 112N committed their troops to the middle. They've got 95 KR backed up over here, and now that there's 2 minutes left or so, that's when, again, 95 KR being very efficient with their armies in time, having already captured 3 of the 4 altars, and looking to continue to keep this third one too. And this one actually looks pretty good too, although I would look to having this altar for this long, you will have wanted to go ahead and fix the garrison on this desert altar. You don't want Mina being your garrison commander. And it looks like there's a obelisk rally over here too, if that's what I was doing. Yep. Okay, so it's going to be on the left side. So bottom side, I would not be focusing on an obelisk rally. I only see one rally coming from 95 KR, and it's going to an obelisk. I would re-rally this sky altar and re-rally this Shrine of War. I would have 2 ralliers on the bottom here non-stop. Now it looks like there's only 4 players down here at the bottom, which is probably a little bit of a mistake. There is 1 teleport available for 95 KR as well. There should be at least 5 cities down here, helping defend these 2 structures and sending rallies at the same time. Looks like 112N did actually capture this back. Again, for 95 KR having this building for as long as they did, I would have liked to have seen them properly garrison it, because it looked like Mina was still garrisoning that. Let's see. Greetings from 1341. We big. Miko, welcome to the stream, bud. Go, Lek, William, Joe. Absolutely. And to start, I think going through middle to swarm both side altars. You can do that too. You can also send rallies like 95 KR did and break them right at the altar, and then grab them at that point. It's looking like a fairly red map, although 112N has stabilized both of their particular altars. Man, these buildings are just not wanting to show up. I'll just zoom out here and maybe do it that way. Okay, so as you can see, there's quite a few buildings that are still on their timer. So 590 points per minute in favor of 95 KR, 360 points per minute for 112N. That's obviously going to work in 95 KR's favor. And then also, looks like 112N is probably positioned to get the arc, although 95 KR, again, moving extra troops from the outside lanes into the middle, has now started to push 112R or 112N back, which is the whole point. That's definitely the whole strategy, is to use your troops efficiently at the right times, having them in the right place at the right time. Looks like there's a rally on a Shrine of War here as well. Got a eulogy defending, taking some heavy damage from this Genghis for sure though, although it looks like there's some support from Easy Beezy and NKA to go ahead and clean that up. Again, if you're going to send a rally, you have got to have field presence support. And same thing goes for 95 KR over here. They're going to lose this because they've got an Edward-based garrison here. That needs to get cleaned up a little bit too. Although they are pouring troops into it, 95 KR is, so it looks like they may keep it. Handsome King holding down the fort. I would definitely make, if it was me, it looks like they're assigning some folks some tasks of having 1 building per person. I would definitely have one of my armies, even though it's bad for open field. Don't use it for open field. Use it for the garrison and have that garrison commander be the commander. Looks like map's kind of evening out a little bit. I think they will keep the Shrine of Life up here just because there's just not enough troops from 112N to go ahead and keep it. Let's take a look at the Arc. So Arc is running around here. Blue has captured it and is moving back. However, 95 KR is hot on their heels. Let's see, who is this? Is that a Kusunoki? No, it's Pelagius. Pelagius dropping the arc right there. So at this point, again, I would send that rally over to an obelisk right now and come on the backside. I would have sent it about a minute and a half ago. But I think 95 KR has enough presence here to continue to delay. And again, we talked about it at the beginning of the match with the heavy presence that 112N put on the middle. They had to have the middle. They focused their efforts there, which is fine if you're going to be able to have a quick and easy capture. 95 KR now has, it looks like, the army advantage in the middle, and the arc is not going anywhere. And the longer this arc stays on the ground instead of being captured by 112N, the worse of a decision that middle focus is going to be. And with more armies and more troops pouring into the middle, although they're coming from the wrong direction, I think they should have came around the back end to start hitting some of these reinforcements and then coming up. That would have been my only critique there. But I mean, they're coming, so I mean, they're getting to the middle. They're going to start delaying even further, and with nobody coming and grabbing this arc for 112N, I think because of the army advantage that 95 KR has, you'll see that that they're going to go ahead and grab this and start running with it. Looks like Red has in fact captured it, although they're not moving anywhere, and they're deciding to fight. That's a problem. I know you have a Richard Alex, but get going. You got to move. You got to move. Hopefully they didn't crash. Let's take a look at the rally counter. 3 rallies for 95 KR, 5 rallies for 112N. It looks like there's another obelisk rally over here that's going to go down for, looks like a nice counter rally from 95 KR as well. Very nice counter rally in favor of 95 KR. That 112N rally is going to go down. Here's a nice rally from William Joe, although it looks like it's going to go down. Again, probably wasn't full and didn't have any field support here, so this super tanky Charles rally, or Charles Garrison, is going to go ahead and hold it, I think. Looks like the arc moved back just a smidge before getting dropped again, but again, looking at the map here, definitely heavily favoring the red team. So again, 112N really pushing that middle lane early, not really necessarily securing the arc. This is the first arc, so we still haven't yet captured an arc, and now that Lily is starting to bring back that arc in favor of 95 KR with her YSG march, which is interesting choice. It's coming back, though. I mean, at the end of the day, it's looking like 95 KR is definitely kind of keeping their own side nice and secure. There's rallies coming from 112N, but again, there's no support. So again, as long as you can have a few of your governors here on each side obelisk, and you see more and more pouring in when they pop up for 95 KR, if you can just keep your side, and you already have a 5,800 point lead, and you've got the arc as well, all you got to do is defend and just keep sending rallies. But 112N, to get back into this, I would suggest really starting to send more rallies with support. Like, you need to position more troops forward and not necessarily just send rallies and hope they actually make it, if that makes sense. So definitely need to support your rallies whenever you're trying to capture opponent objectives, especially ones that are right beside their obelisk, which is right here. So, I mean, it's not that far of a run, right, to go over there or to go over here. Charles Joan, Alex Richard, Sun Tzu, Ethelfled, Yulji, Scipio. Patrick, it's not bad. If I'm sure you probably checked out my infantry pairing video from yesterday. It's similar. You just got things rearranged. Again, just those all work. I like Richard primary, Alex second for more tankiness, but Alex Richard also works for a little bit more damage. And again, looks like Lily is slowly but surely bringing this back, and with no 112N in sight, I think we can safely say this is going to return back to this outpost over here. Yep, she's got the gold line of truth coming back to this outpost of Seth, raining freedom down on that Ark of Osiris. So let's see. Oh, tons of buildings getting rallied. So let's see if they... Okay, so one army in support of this Genghis rally, which looks like it's going to go down, and there's plenty of 95 KR folks going ahead and swarming that rally and army down. Same thing for Shrine of Life. That's a nice rally. What is that? Alex Genghis. That's an interesting rally combo. I'm assuming... I hate the fact that it went... simplified graphics because I can't see the troops. But this could actually require some support here from 95 KR. Yeah, Alex Genghis. I like the combination because you're still getting double nuke. Although I'm not a huge fan of the attack tree. I think maybe Genghis Alex would have been a better choice. So, but if he went full infantry, that is making a swarm more tanky. Although with Alex, he's not really the biggest counterattack damage guy. That's your Charles Richard combo. Well, interesting. Very interesting. This is going to go down to the wire. Lily definitely needs to come over here and just put more troops in the building. I'm not sure if she already has some in there or not, but she's also capturing the arc over here. Kind of a big deal. Looks like she's pulling away from the outpost. I was going to say just capture it. I mean, that's just getting a little too fancy, I think. I think that's just getting a little too fancy. You're winning the structure game. You're winning the arc game. Capture the arc. Go back after the buildings. Do the same thing you did last time and position your troops where they should be, when they should be. And you should be good. Looks like there's a rally going on here at the Sky Altar. Again, this Edward is not phasing this Charles. I don't know if the Edward rally is just, yeah, it's just low. Looks like maybe only 2 or 3 people joined that rally, and that's why it's not being successful. And looks like 95 KR was able to defend, and now they're going to start refreshing their troops, which is a very good idea because they should be very, very low. I saw that structure very, very low. Ooh, big fight up here at the Shrine of Life too. Patrick, that's cool, man. No, those work. Those work. Let's check out the obelisk. I always like to see obelisk rallies and see if they're going to actually happen. 95 KR definitely needs to put some... Oh, that's not the garrison commander you want. Oh, that obelisk is going to go down. That is a proper full rally from 112N, and unless you get a proper garrison commander in there... Julius Barca is not going to do it, guys. Y'all need to switch your garrison commander on the bottom here at the garrison. So that's interesting. Yeah, we've seen how effective Julius primary garrison commander is against rallies. It's not very good. It's just not very good. Ryu, Constantine's definitely good. I did see in chat that they have maxed out a couple Constantines for Ark of Osiris for 95 KR, so that's good. Although I think I saw them saying they were going to have them secondary to Richard, so I prefer actually having Constantine primary, Richard secondary. Iceox, welcome to the stream, bud. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, Leonard's exactly. I would go Genghis primary, Alex secondary. Attack tree is definitely not the best. Although it does do really well for rallies. I'm not a huge fan of it in open field, but even then. So it looks like 95 KR was able to hold on with scratching, clawing that. Looks like this Edward rally is also not going to make, well, getting a little bit of reinforcements. We'll see. Oof, that Edward YSG is causing some damage. Oh wait, that's Charles YSG. That Charles YSG is causing some significant damage. Let's see what this Edward pops off at. Gotta wait for that red arrow. There it is. Was that 30k? That's pretty good. Yeah, this may go down. I mean, it's going to be close. It looks like 112N is coming, but they're not coming to reinforce. They're coming to try and attack the rally, which that's a bold move, Cotton. It's going to be close. It's really 50-50 because you got the building and the rally both on like really sliver of health red. It's going to be interesting to see. The problem is you've got 3 other armies hitting too. I think they're going to take it. By the skin of their teeth, they're going to take it. Oof. It's going down. Oh, that building is so low. That building is so low. That rally is going to break. But there's still a couple more on there. Yeah, I think they're red team's gonna take it. There it is. Yep. Like I said, it's a bold move, Cotton. I mean, it was darned if you do, darned if you don't. Okay, so there's Crown Nelson. Let's see if there's a Crown. Okay, so you did have somebody there. So And he was the Garrison defender. He was the Garrison defender, I think. So that's why he didn't do it. Okay. Because if he was the Garrison defender, and there wasn't another Garrison defender, which I saw a YSG there, there's a Richard. Depends on what the builds are. But he could have replaced his army with an army that was full, that he came down here to attack the rally with. Although, again, that Desert Altar has little health left, or little troops in it, because of how much it took to take it. Here's a Genghis rally again, getting swarmed down by, wow, Joan Ethelfled, and then Edward and Tamiris. Easy beasy. So the Joan buff also applies to the Garrison army, so that's good. And then the Ethelfled debuff obviously debuffs the rally that's hitting their Garrison. And then Edward Tamiris increases the skill damage. So looking pretty good. My favorite army is Sun Tzu YSG. Yes, it's one of my favorites as well. Instead of Alex and Khan, Alex and Saladin can work better. They both work well. Saladin definitely gives some more tankiness to Alex, and some more tankiness to the infantry troops. Is that Eastern monster? I'm not sure what you mean. Looks like 112N is putting a little pressure on. So the Shrine of Life down here is taking some significant damage here, to the point where they've taken it. And then also you got to kind of look in the middle. 112N has started to posture again to surround the Temple of Osiris with 2 minutes, just over 2 minutes left, and 95KR is starting to do the same, bring some armies to the middle to start posturing and fighting for this. So there's 30 minutes left. We're 30 minutes into the match, basically. And with 30 minutes left, I mean, it's still anybody's game. It is about a 9,500 point difference, but an arc and some building captures can make that lead go away very quickly. So still need to be on their toes. Drago, Alex and Saladin work better than Alex Khan. I think Alex Saladin for more tankiness, Alex Khan for more damage. But again, I would prefer both of those commanders to be flip-flopped. Khan Alex, Saladin Alex. And have both be Cav. With proper support. Looks like Basha and Koala are going to go ahead, and William Joe are going to go ahead and just swarm this thing down. I don't like seeing swarms. This is definitely a good value in favor of 112N. You have your obelisk right here with I'm assuming rally capability, considering you've got 5 armies swarming it. If it's just a few troops, then yeah, let's do it. But it's looking like this is holding up very, very well. And we're starting to see these armies go down and go back to their cities. So I don't know if maybe that was the right play or not. Sometimes you can just kind of make that happen. You know, obviously me seeing it is a thing. Ryu, yeah, I'm trying to see. I haven't done it yet, but I've tried to reach out. I'm going to try and reach out to John Wick and see if he'll let me get an OV to cast the arc. We'll see. Or if you can get me in, Ryu, that'd be cool. If you can get me in the JWM, I'll go over there and do the same thing. We've got buildings popping off all over the place. Definitely the Shrine of Life for 112N is going to go down. This Saladin and Genghis rally, that's a good. I like that combination, but it's tough to necessarily, without support, take down an obelisk, and it looks like that obelisk is pretty full as well. Ninja capture of the outpost of Seth in favor of 112N as well. This Shrine of War looks like it's going to go down as well, 100%. Let's check the obelisk over here too. Ooh, that obelisk is looking a little rough with YSG primary. Yeah, Rio, I'd love to stream it, man. Oof, the obelisk needs some reinforcement. That's not looking good. Yep, they just took it. See, so again, 95KR has postured a lot of their troops forward, and that's how they're able to capture the Shrine of War that they just did, the Shrine of Life that they just did. But that also limits the amount of troops you can have back at home. It's going to be tough. And I think that rally was decently sized still, so I would not swarm this at all. Would not swarm it. Especially considering it is a Genghis YSG. Taking so much damage. Oh, that is 5 proper nuking armies too. It's going down. It's just... Yep, there they go. Got that right back. There's another rally coming. And again, just no support. But, I mean, they're doing well. If 112N had properly supported rallies, this would be a completely different match. I think. Looks like 95 KR, again, has taken the arc, is running back with it. Although it is a eulogy army, so that's probably that's probably going to go down, considering how slow it probably is and the double damage that they take. Alright, so... Alright, there you go. Ryu Gwen going ahead and bringing that arc back. That gold line of truth going back to their side, and 112N's getting cleaned up in the middle as well, with all the 95 KR folks going to the middle. I think at this point the arc is pretty much captured, although I think maybe there is a rally coming. Is this? Yep. There is a rally coming from 112N that's mobilizing from this side. It's quite a march. I wonder if it's going to be quick enough. Yeah, it's still waiting. 5 seconds left on that. If they can rally it, if they can march, if it's a cav march, maybe. I still think it's too late. Oh, yeah, it's going to get captured way before that rally goes off. I mean, smart move. I've done that before. It works, but you need to send it about 2 minutes earlier. Yeah, about 25 minutes in. We can start looking at individual points. That's fine. 22K versus 12.5K as far as alliance goes. Although, again, 112N is starting to take some of these buildings at least away from them for a moment, so they stop generating points per minute. Handsome King leading it off with 42K. Roma Invecta. William Joe. Inca. Koala. Vo the King Killer with 25K points. Daikalop with 24K points. Easy Beezy. Axios, Red Dust RNG. RNG has not been my friend lately. Zay, Basha, Sultan, Togu, Naran, Halu Halo, Halo, maybe? Either way. Lily, Linkson. Again, you can see the ones that are closer to that 10K mark are probably the ones that are doing more defending. Whereas the ones that are higher, they're doing a little bit of defending and rallying. So it looks like there's about 6 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people that need to get their 10,000 points on 95 KR side. And then same thing with Det. Looks like it's going to be an interesting matchup to see who gets champion of Egypt. Crown Nelson and Det doing really well. Tasty Walls as well. Crown Mai doing really well. Or May. Silicon 1, Crown. Looks like there's a little bit of theme going on here. Crown. PBV. They're both in about the same boat. Although this one, yeah, they need about 11 or 12 points to get to it. All right, let's take another look at the map. And again, I mean, 112N is starting to put some serious pressure on these altars. They've got 3 of the 4 right now, and they're about to lose 1. But they got the points per minute. They were able to secure those altars. So, I mean, that means they've got a few points per minute from 95 KR. Not only did they deny those points per minute for 95 KR for at least 6 minutes, but they also got some points in favor for themselves, too. So, Stefan, good question. When you join a rally, Do you also get individual points or just the rally leader? Think of it whenever you send a fort rally in your kingdom. Even though you're sending the same amount of troops as the rallier, you only do 10% or so of the damage, 8 to 10%, versus the rally leader doing usually 50 to 70% depending on the situation. So it's the same here. You do get points, but it's not as much. The rally leader gets more points, but you all do get points. It's just a variation of what your percentage of damage was. All right, so everything's back to normal for the most part. There is 7 rallies going out and 6 of them coming from ISIT 112N side. That is substantial. That's something to definitely look at. And now you've got an infantry rally going against an outpost led by Belisarius. This is that rally that we were looking at earlier. The arc was already captured in favor of 95KR with 6 minutes left until the next one spawns. And about a 12,000 point game at this point with just over 20 minutes to go. Again, it's not over, but I think unless 95KR has a massive lapse in just everything, I think it's just 95KR's game to lose. Icyox, Lancelot or Dragon Lancer as Garrison Commander, bro? You're a member. You should be better than that. I think we're looking at the best Garrison Commander in the game right now, right? Hey Drago, approximately how many points will I be able to score in MGE if I train 200,000 fresh T4 troops? So it's 200,000 times 4, that's 800,000, and then you times it by 10, so it's 8 million? No. Yeah, 8 million. 8 million, I think. 8 million points. Go, go, go. K95. Hey, Drago, which one should I do first? Richard or YSG? YSG. YSG is the best commander in the game. And then Richard. Go next. Richard will be next. Alright, so Desert Altar again. Well, see, here's interesting thing. So you've got a rally with now 1 army's support versus an altar with no support yet either. 95KR definitely should be putting an army or 3 over here to reinforce and debuff that rally. Let's see how this Shrine of Life is going down here too. They're busy down here handling this, so that's why you don't see things reacting as quickly as possible up here on the altar, although I would put emphasis on the altar. But that Richard Constantine is doing very well. No, Richard Charles is doing very well. What's the defense down here? Alex defense. Not the best Garrison commander, guys. I think if I had a recommendation to 95KR, it would be, and this happens to everybody, even to us too. Here comes a counter rally of 488,000 troops. Got to sort out your garrison. It'll make doing this so much easier and more effective and more efficient. And with having these be your buildings, like your buildings beside your obelisk, that should be priority for sure. And looks like there's a proper rally and proper reinforcement coming into this Desert Altar for 95KR with good army support on the back end, on the front end. Rally sitting there doing a good job. And I mean, 112N is definitely trying to hold it, but I think there's just a little bit too much raw juice over here from 95KR. And then conversely, there's a rally coming. Ooh, that's going to be a close match, even though it's not as heavily contested. This is going to be a close one. I think I may look at this one because I think the 95KR folks will take. Yep, they just took the forward Desert Altar. I think Richard's Heel is going to win this one for 95KR, barely. Yeah, Richard's Heel, I think, is going to do it. The lower your attacker, if you have Richard, the lower your attacker is, health-wise, the better that heal gets. You see how he's back in the yellow? Between the reinforcement and the heal, that's good stuff. That's why Richard's such a good commander. And again, the only reason you should be using Richard as a garrison commander is in this game setting. Do not use Richard as your primary garrison for your city, you will cry all the way to the Dead Troop Hospital Bank. So 95 KR now holds 3 of the 4 shrines, with 1 going to start generating points in 2 minutes. Again, it's pretty well cut in half from a structure standpoint, with, again, 95 KR holding 1 of the altars from 112N, and solid presence in the field here with hopefully a decent... It doesn't tell me the battle reports. These battle reports have been bugged. But hopefully a decent garrison for 95 KR as well sitting there, so that would be very difficult for 112N. They'd have to really push. Ooh, looks like they are going to take the Shrine of War, though. I don't think there's enough folks around to stop this from happening. These are all very weak armies coming back, although at this point anything's better than nothing. Yep, there it goes. So not quite enough, and Axios just kind of rolling by that. That's just a situational awareness thing, knowing there's a rally. And, you know, when you're playing on multiple spots, this is the hard part of Ark of Osiris. Now that they saw, oh crap, we just lost our Shrine of War, then everybody's like, let's go. So here comes all the people. They're like, we'll just take this back. But this is a pretty heavily fortified. It's not a proper garrison, but it's not exactly like they don't have any troops in here is the thing. Yeah, there's almost 1 million troops in that. Genghis Double C versus Alex Julius with 500k. That was 2 armies probably. 3, 4 armies. But that's, I mean, Alex Julius isn't exactly the best garrison commander. But what was out? Oh, this Charles Sun Tzu should have been the garrison. Especially with T5. Yeah, that Charles Sun Tzu should have been the garrison. Even if it was defense infantry tree, still should have been the garrison. That's alright, though. So you got both of these getting knocked up here. Although this one's going to be probably going in favor of 112N just because not enough field support for 95 KR. But they have captured this Desert Altar and now losing it. Also rallying this Sky Altar over here. This one's looking very good in favor of 95 KR. Again, sending rallies in multiple locations, it's just good. So it spreads your opponent out. And you've seen that on both sides, right? And you can even see 112N doing it right now. They've got this outpost here. And I would, just go ahead and swarm it down. I guess they rallied it. 112N did? Maybe? I don't know. Either way, I mean, you can see how that could be an annoying thing, right? Like, you got the outpost back there. That means that now they can just kind of pop out whenever they want. Yep, see? Here comes Mr. CCC. And there's Togu going right by him. And he's made his army go somewhere and just kind of waited for that army to happen, so he's not paying attention, which, again, I was just talking about. That happens. That happens. Would you rather invest your sculptures into Alex or Saladin at the moment? Alex, I guess. But I do like Saladin, too. Alex just works with so many more things, and it's more beneficial to the group. Alex's debuffs and buffs are more beneficial to the group. I'm a group guy. Pelagius, Herman, Kusunoki, all are better in Garrison than Richard. For your city, yes. Yes, in your city, okay. KR, red or blue? KR is in red. William Joe for MVP. Let's see. William Joe's now in the lead, although Crown Nelson's got the MVP right now. He's sending out a ton of rallies. He's swarming stuff, I got a feeling. Got another arc going in favor of 95 KR, although it's about to drop here from Flipsters. Running back with that Charles. And if Zyler can knock out that Scipio, yeah, there's just so many. 95 KR is just kind of owning the open field here in the middle, even though 112N really kind of made that their point of focus. 95 KR is positioning their troops at the right time, which is good. That's the way you should be doing it. So this rally is going to go down from 112N. Again, no field support. That arc is going back, although it is kind of fun to watch the swarm. So 95 KR is doing the right thing. They're swarming down one at a time. Looks like they're focus firing with all their armies. That's good. And looks like Flipsters is going to go ahead and bring back that arc in favor of 95 KR. Let's see what else we got going on here on the top side. This is usually where a lot of the action is. Easy Beasy going down here. Stormy and Crown are swarming him down. They've got their Desert Altar back, does 112N. It looks like there's a little bit of fun happening here in the background over at the outposts for 112N. Looks like Linkson is running around with a half full Mina army, which gets the charge talent triggered, and is going to take all these outposts back here, which is just annoying. It's just annoying, but it's a solid strategy, and it works. It works. That's why people do it. So 61.5 for William Joe, 83,000 for Crown Nelson. With 11.5 minutes left in the match, I am thinking Crown Nelson probably has it, unless you can start seeing some city rallies going on. But even then, they would have to rally Joe's city, because if he rallied somebody else's city, it would usually not be very good from a points perspective. Alright, so Sky Altar Rally here, and this Richard is looking a little hurt. And now it's an Alex, which is even worse, because that Richard army went back. Although I'm assuming Adrian is going to pop one of these armies in there. I think he just did. Yeah, I think he just did. This is... Inca needs to hop in there right away. Looks like he's going to have enough time, which is good. There you go. There's a reinforcement. Switch the Garrison to Richard instead of Alex, because Alex's skills don't work in buildings, guys. Alex's second and third skills do not work in buildings. There you go. OV and JWM, second round. Yes, although I did hear that the OV team that won Osiris League is not the OV team that's fighting today. So something to think about. Would you prefer Constantine YSG or Charles YSG as city defense? Against an infantry rally, I would actually prefer Charles YSG, but against any nuking rally, I would prefer Constantine YSG. Knock X. Because the support tree gives so much skill damage reduction, would be my reasoning behind that. And Charles gives really good counterattack damage bonuses, and the defense tree gives good counterattack damage reduction, which is good against infantry. OV and JWM, second round. Again, yeah, we just talked about that. Nice game again. What UTC time do you play? 15 UTC for us. I will not be streaming it. I will be recording it and uploading it, and then our second WoW Alliance, I will also stream that later today. I think that one's 19 UTC, which I think will preclude me from being able to stream the OV match, now that I'm thinking about it. Drago, I'm on infantry, and I have Max, Richard, and Charles. Which should I max after Alex or YSG? YSG. YSG is always the best one to max out, if you have not done so already. Alright, so Mina-led rally here from 95 KR going against this Charles YSG led defense. Yeah, it's not going to be successful because, again, the open field is owned by 112N. However, that's the whole point. So there was proper reinforcement from 95 KR as well, just not enough there. But that's roughly 10 armies or so that are currently at the Shrine of Life for 112. I would definitely stop swarming that and just use those armies elsewhere. Ooh, love those green arrows. Love seeing those green arrows. It's tough. Noise Gaming. In which kingdom are you, Drago? I am in Kingdom 1225, K225. We're watching and casting Kingdom 95 with Alliance 95 KR. Knights Reborn, I believe, is what that stands for. Which I do like. I do like that. I'm all about the medieval stuff. I'm gonna redo my like I've got the green screen and everything behind you guys. I'm gonna redo the studio, I think, and have more of an open, like nice background, and actually have a background, and put up some of my like night stuff and things like that. I'm a nerd when it comes to stuff like that. I geek out about it. Another Genghis rally from 112N. I mean, 112N has done a great job of rallying. I will say that. So I mean, looking at the blue side, I've definitely seen more rallies coming from blue than I have from red, and that's posed a problem for 95KR, being able to handle all those rallies at all times, because that's the downside to a strategy that requires troops to be in a particular place at a particular time. That's what makes it difficult, is the having to have your troops where they need to be, and you've got rallies going all over the place. You can't possibly keep track without having somebody dedicated to calling rallies out and showing when things are going to hit and things like that. Like, that's the next step, and when you start talking about high-level Osiris League stuff, that's what you're talking about. Drago, can you show individual scores again? Yes. Looks like Inca has taken over the lead from William Joe, and then Crown Nelson almost at 100,000 points. Are they rallying his city or something? Because he's definitely jumping up quickly. Yeah. I think they did rally his city, and that's why he's jumping up in points. So he's giving away the champion, which again doesn't do anything for you being a champion of Egypt, but still, like, you're just giving it away if that's something you want. Drago, can you show individual scores? I just did that. We have our first arc in 2 hours time. Some tips. There's tons of tips, Andreas. I would say make sure you secure your own buildings first. Make sure you send T1 Cav troops to capture your obelisks. And I would make sure you have somebody rallying on both sides of the map, making sure that you have rallies going all the time. I've got tons of Ark of Osiris videos on the channel that you can watch and see strategies on how to do it and be effective. If it's your first Ark, don't waste your troops. So don't just throw your troops away, because troops are very important in Ark of Osiris. I mean, I could literally sit here for an hour and just talk about just the tips. All right, so this Handsome King rally is going to go down. Again, I don't think this was anything other than we're just killing some time. This Altar rally looking a little light from both sides, actually. This one's marching. This one's battling. This is a city rally. Again, with just over 4 minutes left, 4.5 minutes, it's pretty much wrapped up. 40,500 points, 40,500 points in favor of 95KR. It's about an 18,000 point delta. Not going to be fixed in 4 minutes. Inca is definitely a beast, clearly. So it looks like this city's getting rallied by Saladin Mehmed, and it's going down very quickly. Again, I don't think it was full. But again, I mean, it's... oof. Saladin Mehmed not doing well at all. My goodness. That got melted. Again, this is a 100 million city. So one rally against a 100 million city, that's not going to go well at all. They might be... let me see... Yeah, there's a couple people that still haven't gotten their 10,000 points from the blue team. There's one person, I'm sorry. And one person from 95KR as well. Subaki needs to go get her points. Obelisk rally over here going down from Crown Mai. Shrine of Life, same thing, although this one is going down in favor of 95KR. Well done to them. They've constantly rallied that Shrine of Life and taken it about half the time at least. Subaki is a farm. Well, get those 10 sculptures. Go open field fight for a little bit. Go get those sculptures. Hey Drago, I'm a low spender T5. A low spender T5. Okay. I guess that's the thing. I only have 4 legendaries maxed. Should I go with 2 strong marches or 5 for field battles? Always 5. 2 strong marches versus 5 okay marches, the 5 okay marches usually win. Especially if the tech is equal. Well, go get some points. Go get those sculptures. Now I'm interested. You need 1,000 points. Go get 1,000 points and go get your 10 sculptures. Go get those sculptures. Teleports left as well. I'm assuming Lady Killer, Flipsters. There she is, Tsubaki with 100,000 kills. So again, go find some open field battles and you'll get those 1,000 points. Like, just go swarm some stuff. I would bring everything back, teleport to the front, and then go find somebody. But I mean, you're running out of time. Maybe even rally something. Like let her rally something, or let her capture the arc right there. Look at that. That'd be perfect. I don't think she has an army up here though. It's the small things, guys. It's the small things. All right, tons of rallies here. Let me at least take a peek at these and see what's going on. Rally going down here, I think, although Garrison's not doing so hot either. Yeah, it'd be fine. This is looking very good in favor of 112N. This Desert Altar looks like it may go down, actually. Tons of open field fights here, too. 1 minute left. 1 minute timer. And... ooh... 45 points. Needs 45 points. 45 points. Let's see if... did it refresh? There it is. She got her 10,000. There it is. Yeah. Everybody got their 10,000 points on the red team. And on the blue team. Well done. Well done. All right. So, again, some more open field battles. 30 seconds left, guys. Oh, so exciting. All right, so again, 95KR pulling off the victory here. 48K versus 25K. That'll be roughly the score ending here in about 10 seconds. Excuse me, not 10 minutes. I'll answer some questions right after the match is over. It's got 5 seconds left. We'll go ahead and run through the quick summary page. We'll congratulate the champion of Egypt, which I believe is going to be from the blue team. Victory in favor of 95KR. Well done. Well played. And yes, crowned Nelson with the 116.7K score for champion of Egypt. So well done to him. He was doing a lot of the heavy lifting on the 112N side. I could definitely tell that. And as you can see here, the points are definitely in favor of 95KR all the way down. You've got 15,000 points capturing all of the arcs in favor of 95KR. Even though, again, 112N made the arc a very high priority at the beginning, I think once they saw how well 95KR was able to reposition themselves at the right time, that kind of messed with them. So they started focusing more on the structures, which they did really well, I think. They captured at least 3, if not 4, of the shrines a couple times, or the altars a couple times from 95KR, and I don't know if 95KR was necessarily ready for that yet. So very interesting on that front. Let me make sure I've got enough time on this. All right, cool. So overall, though, looking at the kills, more kills available for 95KR. A lot more healed units, which means that those were healing speed ups used. And again, 4 Osiris captures, I think, definitely showed that they were able to own both the structure game, which also had a 7,000 point advantage from an occupation score standpoint, and the arc game, which, again, those last few arcs were basically just cakewalks back to the outpost. So very well done to 95KR. They did a great job. Good game and well played to 112N as well. They definitely showed up, and they tried to own the middle. They definitely owned the middle the first 10 minutes before the arc actually spawned. And then they did a really good job coming back with the structures. There was just not enough point generation for them to get back into the game from a won or loss standpoint. So that being said, let me go back to the stream really quick and answer a few questions, and we'll go ahead and wrap this puppy up. Let's see. I think there was a couple questions at the beginning. Here we go. Did I miss? I did miss. So, and congratulations to Shay's Farm for getting those 10 sculptures too. Is Richard Sun Tzu or Sun Tzu Richard better? Forgiving Sword. For what? For Garrison? And it depends on which game mode. For Garrison inside Ark of Osiris, it's not bad. With proper talent spec, yeah, that works. But for your city, absolutely not. Do not do that. Richard Sun Tzu, or Charles Sun Tzu or Sun Tzu Charles would be better. How much have you spent so far, as in, and how old is your account? I spent quite a bit, and my account is, it will be 365 days old on Thanksgiving, because I started playing the game on Thanksgiving, and I've logged in every day since then. I'm low spender, almost 22 million power in 90 days. That's very good. That is very good. Jao Santos, sculptures for everyone. That's right. If you are the winning team, do you still need the 10,000 kills? Yes, Jigs, you do. Otherwise, if you don't get the 10K, you only get 5 sculptures, not 10. F. Shugrani, good game, K95, and thanks, Drago. I hope you stream more of our arcs. Yeah, happy to, man. All right, yeah, the units healed was pretty substantial, Icy Ox. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Again, congratulations to 95KR in their arc victory. I've got my own arc to go ahead and start getting ready for, and I need some breakfast at some point. The coffee will hold me over, but it's not going to get me there, and it sounds like, from what I can hear, my kids are also up, so I need to get them some breakfast too. I will see y'all next time. Cheers, have a good one, and take care.